Tommy Lee Sparta, one of the most infamous names in dancehall, has lived a life that balances stardom and street danger, fame and fear. Born and raised in Flanker, Montego Bay, his rise to musical prominence was always laced with shadows. But behind the music and stardom lies a darker legacy, one filled with pain, prison, and a violent gang culture that now spans generations. At Reggae Sumfest, a night meant to celebrate music and Jamaican culture, something haunting happened. As Tommy Lee Sparta walked across the venue, a woman, grieving and filled with rage, broke down in tears. She pointed at the artist, accusing him of taking her child's life. "You kill my baby," she screamed.
Police, please. Allow the medics. Paper. You know, sorry to offend this week. But you know, because a great show, I will can't complain. But listen now. Jump in the pocket. If you don't listen, you like you.
Her pain echoed over the cheers of the crowd. To many, her words were not just grief, they were a direct accusation. The reality is, Tommy Lee Sparta has been tangled in criminal controversy for years. Gun charges, allegations of scamming, prison time. The streets know his name, not just from his music, but from the headlines. Years ago, Tommy Lee Sparta was caught with an illegal firearm, tucked in his waist pouch. The arrest wasn't based on speculation. He was pulled over by police, the weapon was found, and he later pleaded guilty. There was no escaping it. The court sentenced him to 3 years. During his sentence, he wasn't alone. Beside him were several men tied to his inner circle: Sean Storm, Mad Sus, and Kyra Jones. Some saw them as artists. Others knew them as part of what many refer to as the Sparta Gang, an underground network operating between Montego Bay and Kingston. This network, law enforcement believes, has ties to extortion, murder for hire, and scamming activities. Tommy Lee Sparta, as the public face, always maintained that he was just an entertainer, but the streets tell a different story. Even before that gun charge, Tommy Lee was no stranger to police investigations. He had been arrested multiple times on suspicion of involvement in lottery scamming. Authorities claimed they found lead sheets used to track foreign victims and other scamming paraphernalia. But despite the arrests, no conviction ever stuck. Feeling targeted, Tommy Lee even sued the Jamaican government for unlawful detention. But the damage was already done. His name was etched into the minds of both fans and foes as a man walking the line between celebrity and crime. And now, a new generation steps into his shoes. His sons, Skirtle Sparta and Papskull Sparta, are rumored to be the leaders of a rising offshoot gang, YSG, the Young Sparta Generation. Many say the name itself is a play on legacy, a continuation of the brand their father built in blood and beats. These boys, still young, are already being linked to violent crimes. According to whispers in the streets and even some quiet murmurs within the police force, Skirtle and Papskull are calling the shots on hits across western Jamaica. One recent report suggests they were behind the execution-style killings of 2 rival gang members. And while their victims were not saints, also involved in criminal activity, the act itself showed a level of planning, ruthlessness, and power. They operate with structure, intelligence. They even have a dedicated getaway driver, known only as Bad Driver, a name that's earned, not chosen. He's become a phantom of the streets, always slipping through checkpoints, always one step ahead of the law. Bad Driver's skills are the glue in this operation. He ensures YSG's hits go unpunished. Police have reportedly launched multiple operations to intercept him, but he always escapes, vanishing into the night like a ghost. The YSG isn't just a gang, it's a symbol, a message to the youth of Jamaica that violence can be inherited, that legacies don't always come in the form of wealth or opportunity, but bloodlines soaked in gunfire. Many people hoped Tommy Lee's prison time would change things, that he'd return a new man. Some even believed his time behind bars had humbled him. But when your name carries weight on the streets, it's hard to walk away clean. And now, the streets of Montego Bay are bleeding once again. Only this time, it's not Tommy Lee who's pulling the trigger, but his sons. The cycle continues. The chip has not just fallen close to the block, it's been sharpened by it. Authorities have started to link YSG to recent surges in gun violence. Shootouts in Flanker, drive-by killings in Norwood, retaliations in Salt Spring. The names may change, but the pattern is chillingly familiar. Residents live in fear, mothers worry for their sons, fathers bury their children, and all the while, the music of Tommy Lee Sparta still blares from car radios and party speakers, a strange mix of art and anarchy. Tommy Lee, in interviews, maintains he has no control over what his sons choose, but critics say he laid the blueprint, the guns, the bravado, the fame, the lyrics laced with darkness. They learned from him. Some say Jamaica needs to do more to intervene in these cycles. Others argue the problem is far deeper than one man or two boys, that the root is poverty, glorified violence, and a lack of real opportunity. But the question remains, can the Sparta legacy ever be rewritten? Or is this family forever chained to its past, one built not in studios, but in blood? For now, Montego Bay watches closely. Kingston holds its breath, and a mother, broken and weeping at Sumfest, stands as a painful reminder of the lives lost in the crossfire of fame and violence.